Greetings, friends. Back again with another quick update. As you know, the other night I put up an update saying that Mr. James McCarthy will in fact be making the exclusive poster that he's going to make that's going to go with the release of the album. Now, in talking with him further, we decided that we're going to make obviously prints of it, and we're going to probably make it in a batch of 50 that we're going to make that he will number and hand sign himself, because obviously artwork of that caliber I think deserves to be signed by the artist. So what I'm probably going to do, and this might change, but as of right now, what I'm probably going to do is when the vinyl comes out, the first 25 people that pre-order will get the poster in with it for free. The additional 25 that'll be left over, I'll make available for people if they want to buy it separately. And then I'll probably do it that way. If not, maybe I'll just put all 50 into the first 50 people that pre-order. Either way, there will be only 50, and they will be numbered and signed by Mr. James McCarthy. The other thing that I wanted to let everybody know is that now that the CD version of the album is imminent, end of the month for sure, it should be here. I went to the post office to check out what would be the dreaded shipping expense, because as you know, it has to get shipped to you guys, obviously. And in Canada, unfortunately, we don't have exactly the greatest shipping. It's not brutal, the cost, but it could be better here, like in the United States. So what I was given are the following numbers for me to ship, and I brought a equivalent digipack version of the record for them to weigh, and with the mailer included in the weight, so I have the exact proper weight, so no surprises. To the US it'll cost roughly $7 to ship. To the UK it'll cost 10, and to Europe it'll cost 10 as well. She seems to think that in Japan as well it'll cost only $10, but I'm uncertain if I believe her about that. But again, the US it'll cost 7, the UK it'll cost 10, and to Europe it will be 10 as well. Just to also let you know the seriousness of my preparation, I also went out and got a whole ton of these. As you'll be probably familiar, people who collect albums and so forth, this is the slip that I need when I send it over to countries outside of Canada. So I have a whole wad of them here, as you can see. So I am prepared, or preparing, for getting these things out to you as soon as possible the moment I get it. So still not sure yet when I'm going to put up the pre-order, but it'll be soon. I don't want to dawdle on it too long. I probably want to do a couple of maybe some interviews with some media type first to spread the word a little bit more, maybe get some more people to subscribe. So if you're listening and if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, please do so. It'd be very helpful for me and for the whole process in general. So I believe that's it as far as Projekt Gemineye stuff goes. And in the usual tradition, I will show you a couple of vinyl things that have come in during the last day for me, funny enough. And I'll just go through it really quickly for you people who are interested. So I got in David Live. This is I believe a Canadian first press, which is, in fact, if this is what it is, excuse me, then this is an incredibly good shape for a record from that far back. I'm just going to take out one of them to show you, because just to save time. Of course, it does come with the awesome printed inner sleeves. Can't see if you can tell. There we go. Go a bit closer with that too, so you can see. Okay, and the vinyl Now, what you'll notice about this, side A, side D. Now, that made it a bit easier to identify for me on Discog whether this was a first or not. According to the information on that site, it claims that it is a first. So, whether I believe them or not, we'll see. Next up, I got this, which I was extremely happy to have gotten. David Bowie, Space Oddity. Well, people consider this his first record. It's technically his second album, but this is the 1972, I believe. It says in the back here, 1972 reissue of the album. After Space Oddity, the song was released in 69, which made some inroads for him. The song became popular again later on, and they henceforth re-released the record. And, here you go. Here's the label. Again on the Dynaflex. I like Dynaflex records. I know some people seem to turn their noses up on Dynaflex pressed albums, but they've always sounded good for me. And I think this one will be no different because it looks fantastic. Now this one might bring a few chuckles. Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force. Now, back when I started playing guitar, this album had come out for maybe 2 years. I think about 87 or so was when I really started getting seriously into guitar, and this album had been out already for probably 4 years by that point. There it is. Now you got to keep in mind, nowadays people look at this and go, oh boy, and roll their eyes. But back then, this guy pretty much set the world on fire as far as guitar playing went. He was like my generation's Eddie Van Halen. So, this album, needless to say, has great memories for me. And I remember it was quite the attempt to learn some of these songs when I was younger. On the Polydor record label. And again, I believe that this is a US first press. And last but certainly not least, and I'd almost forgotten that I had ordered this, in fact. Let It Be. Now, look at the back. There's the Red Apple. Now this is a US press, and according to Discogs, when I went and took a look at the information and checked out the Matrix and Dead Wax information, it seems to me that I may have a first press US version of this record. Because I'm not sure of how much you guys are aware of this, but if you look at Maggie May there is nothing else besides that PD there. In the later reissues of it, there was more beside the PD there. I think it said there was arrangement credits to other people for that song for some reason, and that was the identifier of a non-first pressing. There's side B. Just also, if you look at the Dead Wax, it says Bell Sound on it, which is another thing to look for. Otherwise, you may have a bootleg copy of it, funny enough. And the great Sam Feldman, I believe, is the one who did the lacquer cut for this. So, there you go. Let It Be. It's in my collection, and as much as possible, I try to find first pressings if possible, and financially if possible. So there you go. There's the update for Projekt Gemineye. There's a couple of new additions to my collection. Thank you again, everybody, for your support, and the pre-orders will be coming up soon, or the time to pre-order will be soon. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do. I'd really appreciate it. I know I sound like a broken record player about that, but you know, it's helpful for me and it will help with everything else. So thank you very much again. This is Mark Anthony K saying bye for now, and I'll see you again with update number 5.